His luxury shopping is still thriving because I mean, look, Kai Cenat, he just launched a brand, Vivette, a high end clothing brand. He launched in just early January.
You said that so smooth, like
You know,
Vivette been out for the last 20
hey,
years.
but I know he gonna make. I know he gonna.
Vivette.
I know he gonna get it in. I know he gonna make some money. Skims is doing really really well. So it's not the luxury shopping that's bad and luxury spending. It's the business models that you have to approach it with because, like we said, Kai Cenat, he just did his video. He's saying he was quitting. Even though he's not quitting streaming and YouTube.
He just said, I quit.
But he said, I quit. He knew that was going to attract a lot of people. But he talked about his journey going to Italy for 3 months, studying the craft of luxury materials, personal expression, transparency, that whole nine. And he want to bake that into his brand, Vivette. It's a passion project. He want to be a fashion designer. So a lot of these creators go through this where you make your money in content creation, you get a good life, and you go do what you kind of really want to do already.
Right.
Which is, every creator goes through it because when you were growing up, these avenues that we are building on wasn't there.
That's
right?
true.
So YouTube wasn't there. Twitch wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Instagram wasn't a thing when we were kids, so we're dreaming about fashion or TV or whatever you're dreaming about.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, okay, I'm gonna become a TikToker.
Yeah. Or you just make a lot of money playing video games.
Exactly. I'm
like
gonna make a lot of money playing games, and then it's like, okay, I really want to be a lawyer, or I really want to open a healthcare facility, or I really want to be in sports or something like that.
Well, he gets to live out his dreams, right? So
and he got the money to do it, and he got
Kai
the audience.
Cenat is like the biggest Cinderella story if I ever did see one. Like the idea that this boy, he remembers being like in a homeless shelter with his mama. Like he was literally just streaming because he wanted something to do. And I think all he had was like he held on to his Xbox or his PlayStation or something like that where he was able to stream and stuff like that. So for him to just be one of the like mainstream, I would call Kai Cenat like a household name.
Yeah.
Like I would
course.
definitely call Kai Cenat. I'm surprised it was not called Cenat, but the idea that he has the luxury of time. He's not in survival mode. He doesn't have to do something now, make it this. He could sit on it. He could think about it. He could write in his journal. He was talking about his journal.
He had a different name, but it was trademarked already. So he's doing everything the right way.
I was gonna say,
and he landed on Vivette because it was something he can actually trademark and own because ownership is really important when you're doing any type of branding, but especially luxury clothing brand or a fashion brand, if you want to call it,
Now, do you think that Vivette is going to be independent or is it going to be sponsored? Kind of like how you get your own line of Reeboks, but they're Yeezys, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, based off of his video and based off of the content he's putting in around this, I think it's going to be a sole independent.
That's what I was about to say. It feels very independent.
And that's another reason why you don't name it Cenat, because it's kind of making it you kind of making it like, okay, Kai Cenat has to be a part of this. To me, it seems like he wants to do fashion shows and he wants to get brand
and
deals
be like more behind the scenes
and be behind the scenes. But obviously, I'm the face of the brand. Is my expression, but he wanted to be bigger than just him or bigger than just, hey, this is a streamer's
I think
brand.
this is perfect because he already has the network. That's what I'm saying. This is such a Cinderella story in every single way. Yeah. Like he already has the network.
He had that viral. He had that viral stint with Kanye. I don't know if you remember that, where Kanye got mad at Kai Cenat because Kanye sent Kai Cenat some merch.
Okay.
And Kai Cenat is small, so he like, dog, this shit too big, right? Like he sent him some merch and he tried it on online and he was like, this shit too big, and Kanye got offended on that.
Oh, because it was too big.
Kanye cussed him out, but then they kissed and made up. Like
I was gonna say, Kanye.
They did a stream together.
Yeah. Kanye be a little,
But Kanye's sensitive about his shit.
He's sensitive
because he got Yeezy. So like,
say,
Yeezy is independent now. It's not on Adidas. But that is a good point though. Like you said, like because Yeezy dropped as independent, and then they went with Adidas. They was with Nike, then they went with Adidas.
Yep.
So I mean, Kai Cenat is signed to Nike though.
That's what I'm saying. But
like, he has a Nike deal. Like he could come out and be like, here's a collab with Nike, because Skims with Kim
But then
Kardashian
it wouldn't be luxury though. If it's Nike.
Not really. Luxury. Nike be flirting with the luxury. I mean, they got. You don't think Skims is luxury?
No. Skims is a waste of money.
It's luxury though. All luxury is a waste of money.
But it's
Skims
not
is luxury.
But
for the category.
Okay, so for the category of what, like leisure wear,
Yeah, leisure
or
wear,
like
feminine wear, lingerie, all that shit that y'all wear. I think that's luxury. Right?
I just wouldn't categorize it as luxury. I don't know. It doesn't give me. You know what I think of luxury? When I think of luxury, I think of like Oprah would buy this. You know what I mean? Like that's like it's something that's like coveted, that's special. Skims doesn't give me like special. Jimmy Choo gives me special. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost so obtainable that I'm like, I don't know if it's luxury because I could just go and get some Skims. Like the way certain watches, you were just saying that you had a watch that you had to get on the list for, and you know, you get the Prada.
But that don't mean that, because I can just walk in a store and get Pradas, but Pradas are a luxury shoe. Like Louis Vuitton are luxury, like those are luxury. I'm saying the brand in the category that is in, would it sit as luxury based on the price points and the quality of the product? Because they got a collab, and I'm only saying this because they have a collaboration with Nike. And you're saying, like, if Kai Cenat wants a luxury brand,
I wouldn't go with Nike.
You wouldn't go with Nike.
I wouldn't go with Nike. Nike is.
Are Yeezys?
Yeezys,
was that considered luxury?
I would. I mean,
those was exclusive.
That was exclusive. You know what? Maybe it's a different. Maybe there's luxury.
It's a subcategory. I
was about to say maybe there's a subcategory, because I think that's where it lives. And it'll be interesting to see which way Kai Cenat goes with Vivette. Is he gonna go subcategory? Or is he gonna go straight to the moon?
I think he probably has to go subcategory, and the reason I say that is because his audience. So his audience is younger. So a $200-$300 shirt that's a lot of money. That's luxury, but I mean that ain't 1,800. That ain't 50. Like luxury. If we're talking ultra luxury, Chanel, like he kind of because of who he is, he kind of has to live in that. I'm luxury, but I'm in this subcategory of affordable entry level. That's where it's like an entry level luxury. Skims, I would say, is kind of like an entry level luxury.
I would say that.
Like when you get a little money, you might go get some Skims. Like you don't get a little money and go straight to Chanel.
You don't.
Like Chanel is like you've done
money.
The Gucci, you've done the Balenciaga, you've done the Prada, you've done all that. Chanel is like a 3.0 luxury. You don't just go from I ain't got nothing to getting a Chanel bag. Like that's not how it
Hermes,
works. Correct. Like I didn't even know what a Birkin was until like 2022.
Well, that's because they started talking about them online.
But Hermes and all of that
they've been out forever. Yeah. I was about to say.
But I'm from the hood, so the first thing when you get a few dollars, you get some Louis.
Gucci.
You get some Gucci. Louis is kind of like, oh, that's the big brother of Gucci.
Yeah.
You get the Gucci. You get some Pradas. I didn't even know what Balenciaga was until I got the sock shoes.
Really?
Yeah. I hate them shoes.
I was about to say, I didn't think
they remind me of a bad purchase I made because
the socks.
The sock shoes that Cardi B rapped about.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to get them. What happened is I let my assistant at the time and everybody around me talk to me.
You gotta get them.
Look, you James Hill from Black Millionaires. You gotta have on some shit. You gotta have that shit on. You gotta do this. You gotta, because I was just making my money sitting in the crib, and people was booking me for speaking engagements, and I just show up in some J's and some Levi's, and they'd be like, "No, you gotta have this luxury designer stuff on." And then I went out and spent a bunch of money that I shouldn't have spent. But I got my Louis Vuitton bag, which I still have.
Okay, yeah, they're good bags.
Yeah, that's a good bag. So that was a good purchase because I would literally wear it every day. So I got my money's worth out of it. But I just don't feel like I got my money's worth out of the Balenciaga shoes, and I would never buy them again. So I'm kind of sour about that. But my Prada shoes, they cost the same. Yeah. And I wear them a lot more, and I feel like they're worth the money. I just feel like what I bought with the Balenciaga is just not worth the money.
Yeah. And sometimes you get that. Sometimes you get that with luxury.
Yeah, but shout out to Kai Cenat. I'm gonna give him a shot. Yeah. I'm gonna rock some of his stuff.
I was gonna say, for sure. I like Kai. So
yeah, I'm gonna give him a shot. Not for 1,800. Like, don't
No,
hit me over the head, Kai. I know you got the money, bro,
you
but
gotta
don't knock me out.
you gotta start small. Like when Beyonce with Ivy Park, you look for the hat, you look for the headbands. You know, you gotta know how to strategically do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Ivy, that might be a bad example because they didn't do really.
Well,
That didn't, they didn't
I
do.
don't wish that on Kai,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, but I'm just saying.
Beyonce made. See, the crazy thing about it, Beyonce made a lot of money from that, but Adidas didn't because Beyonce negotiated one of the best deals. She had 20.
Oh.
You give her with. They had to give her 20 million. I'm talking about 20,000. 20 million a year just to use her name and to collab. And then like they dropped the stuff, and then they had like a back end split. So she was killing it, boy. She had that deal for like 4-5 years. She made like 100 million, and then they cut the deal. She like, shit, I got my money.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's how
that.
she a billionaire.
Shout out,
He cut the deal.
Shout out,
But
Kai.
it
You
sounds like
gonna
he's
get
doing
your
it.
Billy.
It sounds like he's doing it all independent. Maybe he gets some investors.
Yeah.
Maybe he sells a piece of it to one of his friends, Kevin Hart, which is one of his business friends.
True.
He's got good mentorship, good people around him.
He does.
So I can see him doing a good deal. So shout out to Cenat.